Are you ready to get wrenching with Nate's Interactive Auto? Hello and welcome to Nate's Interactive Auto. Today I want to show you guys how to drain your oil and possibly clean out the engine if you so choose. You can find in your owner's manual that you will have instructions on how to use your personal jack. Of course, I didn't use this vehicle's jack. I used a jack of my own, but you can use these jacks. The instructions are listed. Just be very safe. And also, what I would recommend for you to do is make sure you use a jack stand, because you never want to depend on a jack holding your vehicle up. It's just not safe. Hydraulics, they leak. Shit happens. Excuse my language. Okay. And today you want to need a 17mm socket for this 2014 Hyundai Elantra GT. Got my oil. I got my Wix filter. I got my oil filter wrench. They make all sorts of types. See what works best for you. I recommend looking at your vehicle and seeing how hard it'll be to get to it, because that'll make a big difference. Just a cheap gloves. You can get a bunch of about 5 or 6 in one of these little baggies for like $1 at Walmart. So that way you can just dispose them as you use them. A few pairs of them. A rag. It's very important to have a rag, not just for cleaning yourself, but you'll see why in a moment. Okay, now let's get this project moving. Gloves here. Okay, guys. Now, let's show you guys how to take out depending on your car, it says you can take up to like 20%. Look on the back of the Marvel Mystery Oil, and whatever it says you can take out, like if it says 20% and 20% out of 5 quarts is 1 quart, you want to probably do just about half of that. You don't, I like to be on the safe side, let's get this over a little bit. This is going to get messy, so. Okay. Okay, guys. Now it's time. I'm gonna add some Marble Mystery Oil. It says use up about 20%. So if you have 5 quarts, that would be 1 quart. But I usually like to do about half of that, and I'm only gonna run the car for a little bit. Try to work through the system a little bit, clean it out, and then I'm gonna drain the rest of the oil out. But before I can do that, I need to know exactly how much oil I have. And there's no way to know without taking the car back down. So. Make sure to move anything but not get crushed underneath. Just take it back. Rest of the way, nice and easy. Okay. Now we'll come over here and we are going to check our oil. Check the oil level. This car uses a little over 4 quarts, so half a quart of Marble Mystery Oil will be just fine. take the top off here. You can use a funnel. I have a funnel myself that I use, but this bottle has a small neck, and I'm not going to break the funnel out just yet. And you can see this is about 3/4 of a bottle. That's what you get for not using a funnel. You spill some. Make sure you've allowed your engine to cool down before pouring anything in it that's room temperature. It's always good to be on the safe side. And another thing you would want to definitely do is allow it to cool down before you're fooling with taking off your oil filter, taking out the plug. You run a lot less likely chance of damaging the threads on the plug if you allow it to cool. I've never had an issue, plus you won't get burnt, but like I said, I've never had an issue, but that's what they say the manufacturer states in their service manuals. So now that we've put in our Marble Mystery Oil, drained the oil, let's double check, see how much we got. I'll wipe this off again. I'm going to throw it back in there, measure it. So, and it's saying that we are just about good, but unfortunately, I've used just a little too much, or I'm sorry, I poured a little too much out, drained a little too much out. So, okay, so now we're going to add a little bit of oil to this. Okay, a lot of people wouldn't even worry about it, you know, just being half a quart low. They're just going to run the engine a little bit to clean it out, but no, I don't do that. I believe that you're just better off to use the oil, and do it right. Do it all the right way, and you will have good results. So, now we got all that back together. Now we're going to come back, do this, okay. Check our oil once again. And if you accidentally put too much oil in it, please make sure that you drain it back out. It's really not that big of a deal to drain it back out. I mean, you don't want to destroy your engine, so I promise you, you will regret it. Don't do it. Okay guys, now that we have our Marble Mystery Oil and our oil, everything checks out, we're going to jump in our vehicle, start it up, and we're going to take it for a spin, run it for a few minutes, make sure everything's good, allow the marble to circulate. Don't want to leave this here, we might run over it on the way back, so move a few of these things out of the way. We'll be good to go. Alrighty. I'll see you guys when I get back. We'll finish this job up. Always get back out. Make sure that you do not have any leaks. Oil gushing out, so it should be fine. Always make sure you use one of these. Just don't forget it like I did. Okay guys, and we're back. Okay. Strain that oil. Good. Okay. Ready? Let's get this oil drained. Once we've got the oil finished draining. Okay. Okay guys, it's time to get this oil filter off. I got a strap on it. It's a strap filter wrench and an extension. I put this oil filter on here hand tight, but it was still a little tighter than that. Okay, now got her loosened up. Now you want to stop and put our oil filter. Take this one off. Okay, let's pull. Run into a little issue there as you've seen the oil. You may want to let the oil drain out. Okay, now it's time. You want to fill this oil filter up. Okay, take this. Okay, kind of soak in there. You know, always, I fill it almost all the way up, about 3/4 of the way. Always check, see that rubber seal. You want to make sure that that rubber seal come off of the old filter before you install this one. Okay, rub that around that gasket real good. That'll keep it from sticking next time. Okay, now you can see where the oil filter goes. So you want to take a nice clean rag, and the first thing you want to wipe off is right here around this. Sure no dirt or debris got on this. Okay, making sure it's good and clean. Okay, make sure that's good and clean. Then afterward, if there's any oil on anything else, you can kind of wipe that off if it accidentally got on something else. Then you want to take your oil filter and you want to install your oil filter. Thread that back on. Now you want to hand tighten this oil filter. Should be no need to use any kind of wrenches or anything like that to put an oil filter on. Okay, so you've seen that I just did that. I want to try to take the clean part of the rag, and sometimes that'll help you gain a better grip on it. Okay, then you want to come over to this area and you want to clean this area also with a rag. Okay. You also want to clean your plug of any dirt or debris and just wipe off where your gasket is on your plug. as you can see on mine, you know, that area, wipe off around that little silver area right there, that's the gasket. Just kind of wipe it off. Wipe it off. Okay. Just want to wipe all that off. You want to wipe off the area that it's going in, or the hole that it's threaded into. I'm going to tighten that up. I'm going to install it with your hand. That way you don't cross thread it by accident. Then you want to put your ratchet on it. Okay. Take your ratchet. I'm not sure how many foot-pounds of torque. You can look on your service manual. But what I like to do is once it's snug, nice and snug, and it stops turning like that, I come back over and just give it a little bit of a bump, and there you have it. Everything's installed back. Now it's time for us to check out filling this baby up and getting her back on the road. Okay guys, this car holds 2 quarts of oil. Make sure got nothing on the end of my funnel. Looks like good. So now come over here, grab this jug of oil. You can look, see how much is in it. This is quarts. I use a little bit at the start. So this should be just about what I need to fill this car back up close to it. So I have to keep an eye out. And remember, once you've filled the car up with oil, and you want to stop and check after you pour a couple of quarts, because it can go pretty quick, surprisingly, and you can overfill it. And if you do, make sure you take it back out. It's not worth destroying your engine. Okay, and something else that I want you to keep in mind is starting your engine, and it'll fill that oil filter a little bit more, so you may need just a little more. Make sure you fill it up. Don't overfill it, but make sure you have it darn close to that full level. So. But don't go ahead and say, well, I'm just going to put a little extra in before I start the car and let it run for a few minutes. No, I promise, just wait. It's not going to take but a moment. Now I'm going to stop and check. Oil everywhere. Drop it down in there. Okay. Pull this dipstick back out. Check this. Looks like it's just now starting to register. So we're about right on point where I thought we would be with this. This high mileage motor oil has seal conditioners. Car's over 75,000 miles. Try to keep your seals from going bad. I always like to get Mobil 1. People are afraid it'll swell up their seals, but let me tell you, Mobil 1, this is a conditioner, so it's not going to hurt your seals. It's going to help your seals. But if you choose not to, then that's fine too. You know, they spend millions and millions of dollars testing these products, and that's why I choose Mobil 1. So, you come back over, and it's still going to need some more, I'm sure, but I always like to take that extra second rather than accidentally overfill it by even a quarter of a quart or anything. So, back in, back out. Looks like it's saying it's full. So let's find out. Go back in, pour it back out, double check. Okay, so it's saying that looks like it's about full. So what I want to do, put this cap back on. Put my oil, cap, everything. Sit this stuff out of the way. Grab my keys back up. Check. And when you do this, to let it circulate through the system, to make sure the oil filter is full and all that good stuff, what you want to do is start your vehicle, which I'll show you. Start it, let it run for a couple moments, 5 minutes if you would like. I'm just going to do a couple moments, and then once I've let it run a couple minutes, turn it off, let it sit for a couple minutes, that way the oil kind of drains back down, and then check it within that first couple minutes. You may want to check your owner's manual. It'll show you how you should check your oil, because sometimes it's a little different for each cars, and to me those small things really make a difference. These guys spend billions of dollars manufacturing these vehicles, so they know quite a bit about what they're talking about. Hey, I always like to look, see if anything's leaking, even though the car's not running yet. Don't see any leaks, so I'll start the car, then I'll look for leaks. Let it run for a minute, turn it back off. Pull my spots out. I don't see any leaks. You want to lock down the area good that around your plug and stuff like I showed you, because that'll also help you if you even have the smallest of leaks, you'll see it. Not to mention it helps it seal better so that you don't leak. Okay. Now we should be good. Let's turn it back off. A lot of manufacturers state to, like this vehicle, for example, to allow the vehicle to reach operating temperature, which it was already warmed up really good, and it's a nice summer day, so it should be right at that operating temperature by looking on the temperature hand inside your vehicle. So then you turn your vehicle off after it's reached operating temperature, ran a minute or two, it circulated, filled up that oil filter. Then it says to let this vehicle sit for 5 minutes and then check. So it gives everything kind of time to drain down. So if it's cold outside and your vehicle's not operating temperature, what's going to happen is it's going to be slower draining the oil back down, and the cold affects that outside, plus the cold engine, just a lot of variables. And that little bit of difference, you check it and your reading's not going to be right on point. So it's important that it's really on point with these vehicles, because they have VVT, or variable valve timing, or a lot of other functions that incorporate your oil filter, your oil pressure. So, and it plays a big difference in how the variable valve timing works and things. Also, a lot of vehicles is for the tensioner for the timing belt. First start up and during the day or whatnot, or the vehicle's been sitting a while, you hear that bit of noise for just a second because they're slopping the timing chain. So now we want to look back over, grab our rag, and pop our dipstick off. Good, make sure it's good and dry. Re-lock it. Put it in there. Pull it back out. And just like I thought, it's saying I'm about 3 quarts low. So, just goes to show. Check it that second time. Showing that I'm about 3 quarts low. Bigger than I was, because when I drained the oil, I looked in here and seen what was left in here, and what was left was just about on point to fill this sucker up, but yet I didn't use that. So, but sometimes you, for whatever reason, you might not have drained the oil. You might be on a little bit of a hill, or whatever the reason. That's why I say checking it several times while you are filling it. It's just worth it. Not overfill it. Filter back in there, and that way everything drains back in there. You're not losing oil. Okay. Pull this bad boy back out. Make sure she's good and dry before you put it back in. Okay, so up here I'm about a quarter shy of filling this thing up. So stop. Back in. Give just a second. The vehicle where it was at operating temperature, very warm. It takes that oil and it goes straight to the bottom very quickly. So. Right on the full mark. That's great. Double check, make sure we're right. Okay, we're good. Now, I like to be on the safe side, so even after I've checked for leaks and all that, over the next little bit of the day or whatnot, if I drive the car, I'll kind of look down again at some point, and kind of check, make sure I don't see any leaks on a good, clean and clear surface, like concrete or pavement. I'll just double check again, because some leaks can be very small and so forth. So that about covers it, and I want to thank you guys for joining us at Nate's Interactive Auto, where you guys get involved and we get things done, answer questions, do everything we can to help one another. This is a team effort here, and I want to appreciate. Thank you guys for suggesting this video. I know there's a lot of other videos out there, and I'm losing everything. So I'm glad you guys got to see the wind knock everything over. That's pretty cool. But the good thing is I did use that oil, so that's awesome. So thank you guys for joining me.